Hi, and welcome back to Rampant Design Tools' full line of Final Cut Pro X training. I'm Stefanie Mullen, and in this lesson, we're going to learn about metadata and how we can add keywords to our clips. Now, we learned in Lesson 4 that Final Cut applies certain keywords during importing. This includes your Detecting People option, analyzing shot types, and fixing color balance as well. Now it's our turn to start managing our own clips a little better by assigning our own keywords, ratings, and even creating our very own smart collections. This lesson definitely has a lot of meat in it, but it is necessary to know how to organize your clips before beginning your edit. Now let's jump right in and start tackling all this Final Cut goodness. Let's first talk about metadata. What is it? What does this mean? Basically, all it is metadata is data that tells you about your clip. Okay? And Final Cut actually recognizes 3 different types of metadata. The first type of metadata comes from the camera itself. Otherwise, this is known as camera metadata. Now let's see what kind of camera metadata Final Cut will recognize. We're going to start out by taking a look at our clips we imported in the last lesson. I'll click on them right here. I want to go to this view actually first. And as you can see here, it doesn't appear that there's any metadata. All right, that's because we have to see it in the list view. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to click down here, click on the list view, and you will see all of your clips right here. And if I scroll over, you'll be able to see what kind of metadata the camera has assigned. You can see the name has been applied, the start time, the end time of the clip, the length, the duration of the clip, and the date it was created. You would also see things here like your frame rate, your frame size, and any other information assigned by your camera. This is all camera metadata. Okay, we haven't added anything in. The second type of metadata comes from Final Cut itself. Remember when Final Cut analyzed our footage looking for people and color problems? Well, when Final Cut found those things, it was also creating metadata that was attached to those clips. And we can see that extra metadata that was added right here. If I twirl down this arrow, you'll see the extra metadata that was attached right here. And as you can see, even more than one was attached to our clip. That's great. Now the third and final type of metadata is user metadata. This is all the information that is added from the editor. This would include your keywords, your ratings, and your notes, which, amazingly enough, is what we are going to talk about and go through in this lesson. All right, let's go ahead and import some new footage to work with. I'm going to be importing footage from a series all about California. So I'm going to actually click on all my California clips. I'm going to say import. Now I don't want them to be in the spa. I want to create a new event. I'm going to say California living. And I'm not actually going to have any folder keyword collections because I don't have any folders. And I'm not going to do any analysis right now because I want this to go really fast for the tutorial. But if you were doing this for your edit, you would probably want to use these options. All right, so I'm going to put import. All right, the first thing I want to point out is I want you to notice the titles of my clips here. Okay, these don't help me identify anything that's in the shot. It's just a bunch of random letters and random numbers. And you see this a lot from cameras. I know Canon does it, and I know a lot of other cameras do it as well. So you get these random names. Well, it doesn't help me. So let's start adding some keywords so that we can actually sort these out and actually make them ready for our edit. Since our clips are already in the list view, we don't have to change this so we can see all of our metadata that's being added. We're going to add our first keyword. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to click on the first clip. Okay. And there's 2 ways you can open your keyword editor. You can go down here and click on this key like this. There's your keyword editor. Or you can press Command K. Close it as well. All right, so Command K is your shortcut, or click the key is probably the easiest way. Now the keyword editor is opened, and as we can see the name of our clip at the very, very top. So we know whatever keywords we're applying is going to this clip right here. Now, this is actually a clip of Death Valley. So what I want to do is I want to assign the name Death Valley to my clip. So I'm going to type in Death Valley. Now watch when I press enter how the keyword floats right up to the clip. Just like that. And you'll also notice that a blue line has now been placed across your clip, indicating that you have a keyword. Pretty nice. Okay? Now, as we skim through our clip, which I don't seem to have, there we go. I don't seem to have skimming on, so let me go up to skimming. Turn skimming on. There we go. So I have my skimming on. As you'll see, there's a little drop-down box that says the clip name and then my keyword that I've associated with it. So it says name, and then Death Valley. That's nice. It's a nice way to be able to see what we've added. All of our keywords will be listed right here. Very nice. If you happen to not be able to see this tag, it's really easy to go up to your view window, just like I did for the skimming, and click here. It'll actually say, I'll show you what it says. If you can't see it, it's going to say show skimmer info. Click on that, and then your info will come back up. You can also push Control Y. So if I push Control Y, it's gone. Control Y again, I can see my information. So that's a pretty nice way to be able to quickly see what keywords are added to your clips. You will also notice over here in your event library that a keyword collection has been created, which is really nice. So if we clicked on this, it would just show us the clips that are for Death Valley. So that's also another really fast way for you to navigate through your clips. Now let's head back over to the event browser and click down this arrow and see that Death Valley has been added to our metadata. So this is allowing us to have a search option for our clips, which comes in very handy when you have hundreds of clips to go through. And you'll see this blue icon right here. That indicates you have a keyword. Let's go ahead and apply another keyword to our clip and twirl this up first and look at this one. It's another Death Valley clip. And since it's the same, there's a little bit of a shortcut that you can add keywords to. So this, I'm going to click on my clip. And I want you to see these shortcuts. This is the control option, all right? And this is a number. So if I push Control 1, it's going to assign this keyword to this clip automatically. So I'm going to click on my clip, push Control 1, and there it goes. There's my keyword floating right up to the top. Love it. Now let's take a look at the next clip. Well, that's definitely not Death Valley. So let's add a new keyword. I'm going to label this one. I'm going to actually put this down in the shortcut. I'm going to label this Los Angeles. Okay. So Los Angeles is assigned to my keyword shortcut control number 2. Okay. And I'm going to click on my clip and I'm going to push Control 2. And there it goes. I love how it goes up to the top like that. It's so nice. Very nice. All right. So we click through these. All right. And you're going to see that these are all LA clips as well. All right, so what's really nice is you don't have to actually click on each one separately. I can highlight all these and also push Control 2. And the Los Angeles tag is on all of them now. You can see that by if I twirl these down, there's a key, there's a key, there's a key, there's a key. Very nice. Also, you can go over here to your event library and see these are just your clips from Los Angeles. Love it. All right, so far so good. Another way you can add your keywords as well, as long as you have events over here, event collections in your event library, you can actually drag this here. See how it has that plus sign that pulls up? And it's automatically assigned that keyword as well. So if I twirl this down, Los Angeles. Now, this is definitely not Los Angeles. There's too much greenery going on here to be LA. So I've mislabeled this. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on that and I want to push Control 0. Control 0 is going to remove all your keywords. Watch what happens. See that? Poof, gone. Want to watch it again? Let me add the LA and Control 0. Poof, I love it. Love it. So great. So fast, so easy. Make a mistake, done, keep moving on. Ready to edit. Awesome. Now as an editor, I'm going to go ahead and add all my keywords that I know that I have clips of, just so that I'm prepared. So the first one would be Napa Valley. And then I'm going to go do the Redwoods. And then I'm going to label San Francisco. If I can spell that correctly. And my last one is Yosemite. Okay? Which is gorgeous. If you've never been there, you should go. It's beautiful. All right. So now all my keyword shortcuts are identified. Let's tag the rest of our clips really quickly. And I'm actually going to go back to the thumbnail because it allows me to see these a lot easier than having in a list view. So I'm going to tag all my Napa Valley clips. I selected them all. I just did a shift select up here. You can also do a command shift as well if you wanted to do ones in between. But I want these three together, and these are my Napa Valley. And as we'll see down here, Napa Valley is a Control 3. So let me Control 3. Woo, there it goes. Up into Napa Valley. All right, let's get the next ones. Let's do the Redwoods. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And that is going to be Control 4. There we go. And then I do my San Francisco clips. And there's a bunch of those. Is there any more? Yep. And that's going to be Control 5. Woo, San Francisco. And looks like here's another Napa Valley. So let me Control 3 that. And then I got my Yosemite. So Control 6. Now, everything's been tagged. Now I can click on my individual keyword collections and just quickly make sure everything's in the right place. We don't have any San Francisco Golden Gate Bridges in the Yosemite National Forest or anything like that. So we're good. Everything looks fantastic. Now, what if you want to add more than one keyword to a clip? No problem. Let's take a look at how we would do that. Now I'm going to close my keyword editor. And I want to see all my clips, so I will click on the event California Living instead of just having them separated. The first thing I definitely see that stands out for me are the shots with the Golden Gate Bridge. And I definitely want to tag them as Golden Gate Bridge and not anything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the first clip, and I just want to show you this. And then I'm going to pull up my keyword editor again by putting Control K or Command K, I apologize. And I want to put in Golden Gate Bridge. And I'm going to press Enter. Okay. And now you will see that this clip has 2 keywords assigned right here, 2 keywords assigned. If I scroll down to the list view and look at my Golden Gate Bridge, you'll see here, Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. Awesome. So now it's in 2 things. If you go over here, Golden Gate Bridge, 1 clip, San Francisco, all the clips. Okay, really, really nice. Really easy to do that. So let's go ahead and tag the rest of the Golden Gate Bridge clips. I got this one through this one. Okay, and those are going to be Golden Gate Bridge, and we'll see it's Control 7. So Control 7 that. There's a Golden Gate Bridge here, and one here, and one here. I'm going to Control 7. There we go. You can also, so say I actually mislabeled this and I didn't want this to be Golden Gate Bridge, you can also delete your keywords in your keyword editor. So I just click on this one or this, whichever one you want to delete, click on it and press delete, and poof, gone again. Love it. Awesome. All right, but we do want that one, so let's put that back up there. I'm going to Control 7, Golden Gate Bridge. All right, so here we have all these different keyword collections in our event library. And what happens if you're going through your keywords and you realize that there's just some that are redundant? You have way too many, you need to take some out. That's really easy. You can actually right-click on your keyword collection and go down to the bottom and delete the whole thing. This won't delete your clips from anything. It'll just delete the keywords. So that's kind of nice if you start getting out of control with all your keywords. I mean, it's really fun. Look at them, the way they fly up there. I love it too. But if you get out of control, you always have your delete keyword collection right here. Pretty nice. Now let's talk about adding keywords to a clip range. This comes in really handy if you happen to come across that one little jewel in all your footage. Basically, it allows you to focus on the parts that are important and therefore freeing up your time to edit. Now I'm going to take a look at my clips here, and I'm going to focus on my Napa Valley clips. I see here, and if you don't know, Napa Valley is known for its wine, so I definitely want to showcase the wine and not so much the trees and the countryside going in. So I really like this clip, but I don't really need this stuff at the beginning. I want it to be right here. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm actually going to bring it up in our list view so I can have a better view of it. Here's our list view with our time, our film strip at the top. Now if I put my, you'll see that the Napa Valley is a keyword's been attached, and that's great. I want that to be there. But now I want to sort of make a vineyard mark, so I have some vineyard shots that I know are going to be really good for my edit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click inside my viewer here, and I'm going to press I, and this is going to mark our end point. And I'm going to go and I'm going to say, okay, we're going to go right there, and I'm going to mark my out and push O. Now, as you can see, it's marked your ins and your out points. Now, you can also use this, and you can drag this, and it will actually show yours as well. Okay, so you don't need to know the ins and outs. You can push for pushing I and O. So that's nice. I think that's a nice addition for Final Cut. So there we have our clip has been selected, and I really want this range. So now I'm going to add the keyword vineyard to this clip right here. And I'm going to add it down here. I'm going to put vineyard. And with this selected, you'll see the yellow box around it. I'm going to push Control 8. And now vineyard has been assigned to only this part. And we can see that if we go down here and twirl this down, which it already is, you will see the vineyard keyword collection starts here and ends here. And here's the duration. Okay, so it's really nice. So at 14 seconds and 10 frames, we have at the start of our vineyard clip. I love it. It makes it really easy. Also over here, if I clicked on vineyard, it would just be this clip, nothing else. Okay, so it's not including the rest of the clip. The rest of the clip is still there, but this is the only one I really want to focus on. I think that's really nice. All right, now we have talked about and gone over all these awesome keywords and how you can add them to your clips. But what do you do when your memory goes completely blank and you can't remember which clip you have assigned a keyword to and which you haven't? Well, Final Cut has some really cool little helpers that can be a lifesaver. If I click on all these, okay, you can actually click up here and you will see there's a drop-down menu. This is going to let you see all your clips. It's going to let you to hide your rejected, see that there's no ratings or keywords, your favorites, or your rejected. So let's go to, we're going to go back to the thumbnail version, and I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to get rid of my keywords. I'm going to say Control-0, poof, gone. Now, if I go up here, now I'm looking, I make sure, do I have keywords for every clip? Am I not missing one? I don't want to miss something for my edit. So go to my all clips. I want to say no ratings or keywords. And whoa, there's one there. I forgot to put a keyword on that. All right, so let me get that. Let me push Control-1, and now we have it attached, but now we have nothing here. Why do we have nothing here? Because right now we're filtering this to say no ratings or keywords. So now go back to all clips. There's a blue line across my clip. Disaster averted. Well, not really a disaster, but you get the gist of how easy it is to see what you've done to your clips. Okay, so that's pretty nice. All right, moving right along, let's talk about the favorites and rejected tags. Now, as an editor, you will always come across that one clip that you just have to include in your final edit. And on the other side of that, you will always find those clips that do not contribute to the story in any way. This is where the favorite and rejected tags come into play. It's just like how you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down for videos in YouTube. Oh yeah, by the way, a thumbs up for this video would be great. You know, no pressure, but come on, it takes a lot of hard work to put these tutorials together. Show some love, man. Come on, just a little love. Just a little. All right, anyway, enough of that. Back to your favorites. Now, let's see if we have a clip that is a must for this edit. I'm going to switch back to my thumbnail view so I can see on my thing. Well, I'm already there, so if I was in list, I would switch back to my thumbnail view. Okay? Now I can see all my clips easier. And I really like the Golden Gate Bridge clips. So I'm going to find those. And I really like this camera angle right here. I love that move over the bridge. It's dramatic. It's nice. I could see putting some really nice, music to that. That's pretty awesome. So I'm actually going to click on this clip, and I want to go to the list view so I can see it better. I don't want the whole clip. I just want that part right there. So I'm going to do my ins and outs again. Click on the clip, push I, go to where it ends, right there, and I'm going to push O. Remember, again, you can slide these back and forth to include or not include as much of the clip as you want. Okay. Now I'm going to click on this little green star down here. I'm going to go click. And as you will see, there's now a green line right across this part of the clip. That indicates that that is a favorite of mine. That's perfect. So let's open up, let's show this. This is where you can look for your stuff, and I want to look at the favorites. And there it is, and all of your favorites will be listed here. I love how that is. You can also see this in the thumbnail view as well. I just think it's really nice to be able to say, I definitely need these in my edit. Great. Now if I also go here, you'll see the metadata, and I twirl that down. Here's the favorite. Also shows you the duration and the start and end points. I think that's awesome. It's a great way to be able to see things really fast. Now you can do the same thing with the clips that you do not want. So let me switch back to my thumbnail view. And I want to go to get rid of this. I want to see all the clips. I'm going to scroll to the top. And let's take a look at these Death Valley clips. They're very similar. One has a camera move. One's locked down, and you can see the clouds sort of in a time-lapse fashion. Now they're both really nice, right? But I don't really need 2 shots of Death Valley. Who wants to see the desert more than one time? It's desert. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. So I like this one with the camera move. I think it gives it more attention, more drama that I could use in my edit. So I want to keep that one, and I actually don't want to use this one at all. And I don't want to use the entire clip. You could do this to a selected clip again, and you can move it in. But I want to grab the whole clip, and I want to click this red X down here, this red X. There we go. You'll also see there's a red line now above this. This is a rejected clip. That means that I don't want it, and it will stay away from me. I don't have to focus on it when I'm working on my story. This will help you keep your stuff to be in tip-top shape. You want everything to be awesome, so take out these, these clips that don't matter. And you can do that really easy right here. Hide rejected and gone. Phew, now I don't have to worry about that. I don't have 2 Death Valley clips. 1 desert's enough for everybody. Perfect. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down, check. We understand all of that. Now let's add some notes to our clips. Adding notes is going to be a great way to allow you to search for clips later by a text search, which would be up here in a typical search box over here. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a look at my clips, and I definitely want to add traffic to my LA clips. I mean, everybody knows about LA and everybody hears about the horror stories about the traffic. So definitely want to add a note there. So how do I do that? Well, I simply click on my clip. Okay? Now I'm going to switch back to my list view. And right here, you'll see your notes. Now, this may be over here, okay? Somewhere over here. I don't like it here, so I just drag it over to where I like it. I like it to be next to my name. It allows me to see things a lot better. You can drag all these around wherever you want. It's your preference. The only one you can't move is the name column, but everything else you can work with. So, I have my clip here selected for my traffic, and I want to add a note. So I'm going to single click right here. It's going to pull up a dialog box, and I simply type in traffic and press return. Now this note has been added to my metadata right here. You can see everything right here. So if I were to go up to my search box, search here, and I put in traffic, there you go. The only clip that shows is the clip that has been labeled traffic. That's fantastic. This comes in really handy when you have hundreds of clips. I want to find all my traffic clips. There they are. Boom, done. Okay. So we've added keywords, we've given our thumbs up and down on specific clips, and we've even added notes that will allow us to do a search. But now let's take a look at how we can create our own smart collections. In the last lesson, we learned how Final Cut creates smart collections based on what was analyzed during the import process. This was a fast way for your clips to be sorted before you even started editing. We also just learned how you can sort through your clips to show only your favorites or a particular keyword. So you can go up here, okay? No ratings, favorites rejected. But what if you want to take that search up a notch and find a clip that includes a keyword, but only in your favorites within the keyword? So I know that's kind of confusing, but let me show you what I mean. You can actually do this complex search in something called the filter window. Now I'm going to cancel this out because I don't want anything shown. But if you click on this magnifying glass right here, it's going to pull up something called your filter window. And your filter window is going to allow you to search for different criteria and also create smart collections from those search options that you're picking. And this will automatically be added to clips that you now import from now on into this project, which is really nice. So first, I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to actually import some still shots that I found. I found some really cool vintage Hollywood pictures and some California maps that I really want to include in my edit. So let me import them into my California living event. So I don't want to create a new event. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say import media. And here's my California stills that I just found. And I want to add these. So I'm going to select them all. And I'm going to say import selected. It's going to be in my existing event. I'm not going to do any of this stuff for now. And I'm going to say import. Okay. Now if I go back to my list view, you'll see that I have my still pictures. I have some pictures of California, and I have some really cool old vintage pictures of Hollywood, what it looked like way back in the day. Okay, now I have these still images that are added. So let's add some keywords to these puppies. I will tag these, and I'm going to tag these as vintage. So I'm going to open my keyword editor, and I want to say vintage. Oops, spelled that wrong. Vintage, there it goes. And I want to tag these two with maps. Or just map. Put map. Okay. So now we know they're both tagged. One is vintage, one is maps. Perfect. Now, if you were wondering, a quick side note, if you're wondering about the selection box that pops up around your still images, this is a range given by Final Cut as a basically default for your still images. If you want to change this range, basically the duration, head up to your Final Cut Preferences window, which will be here. Click on this Editing tab, and then at the bottom, it's going to say Still Images. Editing duration is 4 seconds. You can move this up or down, depending on what you want. You can also, close that, you can also extend this longer if you want it to last. Just look at your time code up here. It'll tell you how many frames and how many seconds you're actually showing the picture. So that's kind of nice. Just wanted to tell you that before we start, because I know everything looks different here. Everything's picked differently. So, all right, back to our smart collection. Again, let's make sure we're not searching for anything here. This is empty. We're going to click back on our filter window. It's going to pop up. All right, click on the magnifying glass. There you go. You can also put Command F. as well. If you didn't have it up, and it would go away as well. So Command F to open as well for the filter box. So let's say we wanted to search for a specific type of media. Over here, you'll see all the different ways that you can search for something. And we want to focus on media type. So I'm going to add that to my filter window. And as you will see, there's the text box is always going to be there. This is the default. This is actually what you're searching for when you're searching up here just with nothing showing. You're searching for text. So right now you're searching for media. See the little media icon here? So I actually want to get rid of text, and I'm going to actually click on media as stills. And I'm going to look up here in our event browser, and now you'll only see the still images that are showing up. That's really nice. It's a nice quick way for me to be able to see what I have going on in my event library. Now, we could have created a keyword collection of stills, but what's nice about this is now if I click on Smart Collection, okay, which I will do, now all of my still images that I ever import from here on out until I finish this project are going to be put into this folder. And now this right now by default is named Untitled. Let's click on that and name it Stills so we know what it is. Okay, so say I found a bunch more pictures, vintage pictures, I would add it in and it would put it right in the Stills column. Or the Stills collection. That's nice. I think that's fantastic. Okay, now maybe we want to further separate our still images. Right now they're in all together in one group. What if we wanted them to be in our vintage shots and then have our map shots separate? The way we do that is we create another, I'm going to open this back up. The way we're going to search for this is we're going to deselect text. We're going to add in media type, and I'm going to say stills. And now we're going to add in another option. We're going to put keywords. Okay. Now right now it's including all the keywords, so I want to actually uncheck all those. And I'm going to say only include my vintage photographs. And there you go. You'll see in the event browser right here, the only two things that are showing are my vintage photographs. I think that's great. Now if I was planning on importing a bunch more vintage photographs, I'd probably want to create a new smart collection. Do this, and I would say over here, title it to be, click on that again, vintage pics. Okay, vintage pics. So now whenever I imported a still picture that was tagged with the word vintage, it would go right into this folder. So we have our stills and we have our vintage pics, which is really nice. Now this is just a fast example of creating smart collections with more than one option using this with the vintage and the stills. You probably wouldn't need this because you already have your keyword vintage here collection, which shows your vintage pics. But I just wanted to show you how you can get really fancy with your search options in the filter window. You can choose all of these. It's kind of an and or. If you have this, you don't have this, I want to see this kind of a thing. So that's just a way to get more personalized searches for you and what you're looking for. And that's a wrap. All right, so let's close this. Close. You now understand the metadata, how to add keywords to clips, how to add keywords to selections of clips, how to rate clips, how to add notes to clips, how to search for clips, and ultimately how to create your own smart collections. Yeah, that was a lot of material, but learning all of this will help speed up your edits and have you looking like a rock star in no time flat, which is what we all want. Okay? And that's it. This concludes the first part of Rampant Design Tools Final Cut training series. You are on your way to be the best Final Cut editor you can be. Tune in for the next part of this series where we will be learning all the basics of the editing process. I know you are super excited to finally be editing, so woo, almost there. It has definitely been a pleasure bringing you all the goodness Final Cut has to offer, and I can't wait to show you what happens next. If you have any questions or have a tutorial request, shoot me a message on Twitter at FinalCutSteph. Again, this is Stefanie Mullen with RampantDesignTools.com. Thanks for watching.